Humans greatly value their intelligence and ability to think. But it wasn't like that a vast majority of the human race, a long time ago. We were monkey-like animals that didn't think much at all. How did we develop our power of thinking? It happened because of evolution. Life on Earth started with very simple organisms and slowly developed into more complex creatures. Then they moved to land and developed to even more creatures like us. Now, most of the Earth is covered by forests and overflowing with life. Let's start from the beginning. 4.8 billion years ago, solar system formed from a dense cloud of interstellar gas and dust. The cloud collapsed due to a shockwave from a star explosion nearby. It formed a spinning circle of material. Our solar system was born. In the center, gravity was rising and eventually, the pressure was so big that hydrogen atoms started to merge and form helium, releasing an enormous amount of energy. That is how our sun was born. It had more than 99% of the matter in the solar system. Matter further from the center was also combining together and formed larger and larger objects. Some of these objects grew so much that their gravity started to shape them into spheres. That is how planets and moons were formed. Some objects were too small to form planets and they formed asteroid belts. 4.5 billion years ago, Earth was probably very hot and was not a pleasant place for living things. Very few organisms could live here. The Earth had no oceans and was often hit with asteroids and meteoroids. There were frequent volcanic eruptions too. The eruptions released water vapor that eventually cooled and rained on Earth to form oceans. First living things on Earth had a huge problem with getting oxygen from water because they did not know how to use photosynthesis. They needed to get oxygen from outside to inside. Luckily, first live was tiny and could use diffusion for transporting good things from outside to inside and bad things from inside to outside. Diffusion means that molecules, especially in gases and liquids, are constantly moving. Like when you turn on an aroma diffuser. So, because of diffusion, oxygen from outside got inside and carbon dioxide got outside. But this only works for small bacteria. But when something becomes 10 times bigger, its outside grows 100 times and its inside grows 1000 times. This is called the square cube law. Big animals have a lot of inside and small animals have a lot of outside. Diffusion would not work for big animals because it is too slow to keep them alive. As the bacteria started to get larger and larger, diffusion stopped working, and life needed to find a way to overcome this problem. It solved it by forming multicellular life. Every cell did its own diffusion to stay alive. But as life got even bigger, the cells inside died because they were surrounded by other cells. So life solved this problem by having caves and tunnels. Eventually, bacteria learned how to use photosynthesis and turn toxic atmosphere of Earth into an atmosphere with more oxygen for more complex animals. The groups of cells eventually became the first animals around 800 million years ago. Among the first animals were sponges. Oceans were low on oxygen compared to today, but this wasn't an issue for them. They are not very active and could live in low oxygen oceans. 580 million years ago, other animals lived alongside sponges. They were shaped like leaves, lines, and even squares. Their fossils can be found in rocks all around the world. That's it for this video, but I'm currently working on the second part of this video. In that video, you will learn how animals moved to land and how humans lived and slowly learned and improved to become intelligent species and what we can achieve in the future. If you want to help me make more videos, you can tap on the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video.